Welcome back to RV News, your number one source for breaking updates, insider reports, and real-time developments regarding the Iraqi Dinar, Vietnamese Dong, and global currency reevaluations. If you're holding IQD or VND, or simply watching the financial world with great interest, today's video is one you absolutely don't want to miss. What just unfolded on live television has sent shockwaves across markets, stirred intense online chatter, and reignited hopes for those who've waited patiently on the revaluation to come to life. The dinar and dong have officially been revalued. And this game-changing announcement was made not behind closed doors or in secret banking memos, but live on air in front of millions. What we're witnessing today is not just news. It's history in the making. Let's unpack every angle of this seismic financial shift. What was revealed during the broadcast, what it means for you, and what comes next in this extraordinary saga. In a stunning segment aired earlier today, major international financial networks reported the long-anticipated currency revaluation of both the Iraqi Dinar, IQD, and the Vietnamese Dong, VND. The reveal came during a televised roundtable hosted by a consortium of financial analysts, treasury insiders, and geopolitical experts, with simultaneous live broadcasts across several top-tier outlets, including Bloomberg, CNBC, and Al Arabiya. What took place was nothing short of electrifying. A high-ranking spokesperson representing an international financial institution, rumored to be the IMF or BI, has confirmed that both Iraq and Vietnam have officially moved forward with their currency rate adjustments, based on recent economic reforms, asset-backed currency evaluations, and macroeconomic stabilization efforts. As the words were spoken, a live chart displayed behind the panel updated in real time. The IQD, previously trading at roughly 1,300 to $1 on most currency boards, was now reflecting a staggering rate of $3.91 per one IQD. Simultaneously, the Vietnamese Dong, long undervalued and traded in the ballpark of 23,000 to $1, updated to 47 cents per one VND. The entire studio paused, visibly shaken, as analysts confirmed the numbers were not a technical glitch or speculative projection, but rather officially updated exchange rates recognized by participating banks and currency platforms. The audience watching from home and in financial institutions around the globe was equally stunned, with social media instantly lighting up with posts, videos, and reactions, many calling it the biggest monetary event of the decade. The implications of such a dramatic shift are almost impossible to overstate. For years, holders of IQD and VND have followed news of economic restructuring, central bank reforms, oil and trade negotiations, and international monetary policy. Many were labeled conspiracy theorists or dreamers. But today, the dream has taken shape, visible, undeniable, and undeniably powerful. The live reveal was bolstered by testimonies from representatives of the Central Bank of Iraq and Vietnam's State Bank, who each gave pre-recorded statements confirming the revaluation was part of a coordinated international effort supported by global financial oversight bodies. They cited increased GDP growth, foreign reserve accumulation, debt restructuring, and energy-based trade agreements as factors in re-establishing confidence in their national currencies. Perhaps the most compelling part of the live broadcast was the breakdown of how this revaluation was planned. It turns out this wasn't a spur-of-the-moment decision. According to documents shown on screen, including internal memos, rate charts, and strategic economic reports, this revaluation has been in the works for years. What changed recently was a green light issued after a final review by a coalition of monetary authorities, which included the IMF, World Bank, and BRICS representatives. Iraq, with its growing oil reserves and emerging infrastructure rebuilding program, was deemed ready to restore the dinar's former purchasing power. Vietnam, on the other hand, had met all required metrics for economic maturity, including export, expansion, FDI attraction, and technological innovation. Their currencies were artificially suppressed for decades, and now the international community has stepped in to rectify that imbalance. Another jaw-dropping moment came when panelists revealed that this new exchange rate would go into effect immediately for institutional transactions and within 48 to 72 hours for retail exchange at banks and currency redemption centers. That means those holding physical IQD or VND in anticipation of this very moment may soon be able to walk into participating banks and receive the new revalued amounts. Subject, of course, to any country-specific protocols, identification, and taxation rules. Banks mentioned during the broadcast include Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, HSBC, Citibank, and several Middle Eastern and Asian institutions that have already updated their internal rate sheets. Shortly after the broadcast ended, several banks reportedly began notifying select customers of the rate change via email and text alerts. Some exchange platforms saw temporary shutdowns, likely to implement updated programming. Others continued to allow trades, but with clear disclaimers about shifting rates. Reports began surfacing on Reddit and X, formerly Twitter, that private exchange appointments were being booked, especially in Tier 1 banking hubs like New York, London, Dubai, and Hong Kong. One user even shared screenshots of a Chase Bank platform showing the new IQD rate at $3.91, with a note that redemptions would be processed by appointment, only due to high demand. What this means for the average currency holder is both thrilling and critical to understand. If you hold Iraqi Dinar or Vietnamese Dong, you are now sitting on a potentially life-changing sum, assuming you've safeguarded your currency and have proper documentation for redemption. Analysts are recommending holders be cautious, but prepared, ensuring they know which banks are participating, what paperwork is required, and how to verify rates before committing to any exchange. Many redemption centers are expected to open on an appointment-only basis to avoid chaos, and some are reportedly offering tiered contract rates depending on the amount exchanged and the client's financial goals. Post-revaluation. The impact on global markets has been swift. Within hours of the announcement, oil prices surged, likely in anticipation of stronger economic activity in Iraq. Vietnamese tech stocks jumped as investors projected stronger currency value and consumer power. Gold and silver saw modest increases, likely reflecting the asset-backed stability theory surrounding the new IQD and VND valuations. Forex markets are volatile, with traders scrambling to update positions and ride the shockwave. Major trading platforms have issued temporary halts on certain exotic pairs involving IQD and VND until the dust settles. Beyond the financial implications, this revaluation represents a monumental geopolitical shift. Iraq and Vietnam, once seen as struggling economies marred by war and instability, are now repositioned as rising financial players with the backing of global institutions. Their inclusion in emerging trade partnerships, like those tied to BRICS, de-dollarization movements, and energy-based commerce, means we're witnessing not just a currency event, but a reordering of financial power. Countries that long dominated the global financial system may need to reevaluate their strategies now that these two nations are standing tall on the economic stage. During the final moments of the live broadcast, a powerful statement was made by one of the analysts that truly captured the spirit of the moment. This is not just a revaluation of currency. This is a revaluation of trust, potential, and sovereignty. Those words echoed far beyond the studio walls, reaching millions who've waited, watched, and believed in the possibility of transformation. For holders of IQD and VND, whether they've been in this journey for a decade or just a few months, this is a moment of validation. It's a reminder that behind every number is a nation, and behind every currency is a story waiting to be rewritten. As news continues to unfold, we at RV News will be bringing you hour-by-hour coverage of this historic development. We'll be speaking with financial experts, connecting with viewers who are already booking exchange appointments, and reporting live on the reactions from global markets. Our next videos will dive into redemption procedures, expected timelines, tax implications, and how you can protect your windfall in the days and weeks ahead. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a second of this extraordinary event. Before we wrap up this segment, here's what you need to do right now if you hold IQD or VND. First, check with your local bank's foreign exchange desk to see if they've updated their rates. Call ahead to schedule an appointment if necessary. Second, gather your currency, proof of purchase if you have it, and any relevant identification documents. Third, remain patient but alert. The next 72 hours will likely be hectic, and many institutions will roll out instructions in phases. Finally, consult with a licensed financial advisor before making any large conversions or investment decisions. While this is undoubtedly a time of opportunity, smart planning will ensure you make the most of it. So there you have it. The revaluation is no longer a rumor, a theory, or a someday wish. It's real, it's live, and it's happening now.